This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to meet and interview for the first time Mr. Matty Harris, who people can't really see the length of you at the moment. Yeah. Your hair's adding on a few inches there as well, but I think we're establishing you're around 6'7" between them.
Yeah, about 6'7", maybe touching 6'8", but yeah, around 6'7".
So obviously no introduction needed to what weight you're going to be campaigning at. But for people who don't know, we just spoke a little bit about off camera about kind of some of the experience you've had sparring some established heavyweights and cruiserweights, Matty. But yeah, talk to me a little bit about kind of pre-professional, which obviously you're about to forego.
So I've had a handful of amateur fights, but since I've been with my new coach anyway. But I was around, obviously COVID hit, so there was obviously no bouts or anything like that, so I had to go around getting as much experience as I could really, because I didn't really want to miss out on a year of boxing. So started maybe July last year. A couple of mates of mine, we all chucked a bit of money into a pot and had like a couple of pairs of gloves and stuff in the field, and kind of had it off. And I think I had one fight, knocked the kid out, took the money home, and then I went on. I think it must have been a month and a half later. I got a call about sparring Nathan Gorman, so I was like, yeah, of course. From then. Dubois, then I went for 3 weeks, had to leave his camp a little bit early because I pulled my lat or something, because I didn't really warm up properly, because as I said, I was still kind of new to boxing. Yeah.
Just checking the camera. I told you just to keep looking at that camera so you know that you're in the middle of that shot.
Yeah.
Carry on, sorry.
Then after that, went into camp with Hughie Fury for a little bit, before the WAC fight, so it must have been two weeks I think I spent there, maybe 3. Then I think I sparred David Adelaide in the new year, Richard Riakpo in the new year. Did another 2 months or something in camp with Hughie because he was supposed to be preparing for a fight, and unfortunately for whatever reason he couldn't get any bouts. So from then I had a GB assessment, passed it, but I also had a couple of offers to turn over. And at the time, I was thinking I was going to go down the amateur route and continue down there, but decided to make the leap, turn pro.
That was quite a lot of information in a very short space of time. But I wanted to kind of expand on the whole chucking in money to buy some gloves in order to fight. Can you just talk to me a little bit about that? I found that quite fascinating.
Yeah, we had, what I said, it was a group of maybe 30 of us. They already had some gloves there, but it was like a winner takes the pot kind of thing. Right, okay. So the winner takes the money home. From then, as I said, I was in Birmingham somewhere in the field. There was 2 events. The first one was the one that, as I said, knocked the kid out. Took the money back. The second one, I wasn't allowed to enter because of thingy. But we was all mates, so I still went down and watched and that kind of thing. So. Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting. So obviously, yeah, you've spoken about there the kind of experience you've already had before even turning over with some established names there. But you've just obviously signed a deal now with Wasserman Boxing. We heard the announcement of CASSIUS and kind of bringing kind of his company into Wasserman to make Wasserman Boxing. So, yeah, what was it about Calla and Wasserman Boxing that kind of sways you to be turning pro with them?
The timing, really. It's good to get in at the very start of, say, hopefully they're going to go on to build, well, boxing empire. From what they've said, they've got plans in place to make sure that their boxers are in a very good position to be able to move forward with their careers and obviously create legacies and whatnot. So, as I said, I know at the time I had limited amateur experience, and I know you can't really make up for it in sparring, because sparring and fights are different. But from when I was able to, say, hold my own with these world-level fighters and British-level heavyweights, then I kind of thought, you know what, I may as well turn over. And yeah, it was a good deal.
Always look for a good deal. Matty, if you were to describe your style, or if there's any other heavyweights out there that you have a similar style, either past or present, or maybe you just don't have anyone's style, maybe it's just Matty Harris style.
Yeah, it's original. I'll try to be as original as possible. But yeah, kind of can counter punch, can punch a bit, can box, fast hands. I think I got fast. I don't want to talk too much shit. I don't want to big myself up too much. But yeah, I said explosive. That's the best way to sum it up in one word.
In an ideal world, when would you look to be making your pro debut?
I've been told it's going to be around September time, but if it's before then or after then, I don't really mind. I said, to be honest, I'd want to get out as soon as possible, but the decisions on when I fight and who I fight is up to my coaches. That's not up to me, so I can't really chat too much shit about that.
Okay. How did you get on in your sparring with Daniel Dubois?
It was good. Strong, he is. But it's quite... as I say, I'm not here to talk shit about anyone. It was just a good spar. Like, he's a big, strong man. So, as I said, I'm still only 21 myself. He's still quite young as well, but as I said, I'm still growing into it.
You say you held your own?
Yeah, I'd say I held my own. Yeah.
Listen, we know what happens in the gym stays in the gym, well, it should do anyway, but sometimes it's good to get little trinklets, shall we say, of kind of how sparring goes. I'm always interested. I've been in many sparring situations where I've seen, but people don't talk about it because it's like, and it's always Chinese whispers as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say talk shit on anyone if you're sparring. A, because it will stop you from getting more sparring, and B, you're like a dickhead, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna say whatever happens in the gym just happens in the gym. But as I said, these are very good people.
The heavyweight division, as so, I was talking to Callum about this earlier on, and he kind of pointed out it has really kind of slowed down on the world front. Obviously, the fight that we all wanted to see between AJ and Fury isn't happening for the immediate future. Now, the fight between Fury and Wilder isn't happening for the immediate future. Hopefully, it does happen at some point this year, but. Kind of, there's a lot going on without actually anything going on, if that makes sense, on that kind of level. Yeah,
there's obviously got the Joshua Usyk fight to look forward to. You got Joyce Takam. I'm not really too sure on anyone else in the immediate future, but you've also got a big heavyweight contender from Wasserman, Filip Hrgovic, who obviously looks very good. But as I said, I'm not really too sure there's been any other heavyweight fights announced. No,
I think we've obviously got Joyce and Carlos Takam next week, and then Joshua Usyk should be announced at some point this week, hopefully. So there are things going on, but it just seems to, with the big fight not happening, seems to have kind of possibly slowed everything a little bit down.
Exactly, as well because of COVID as well. Everything's just slower and harder to make at the minute. That's one of the reasons I ended up turning pro, is because I wasn't getting any amateur fights. Championships have been put back till next year in February as well. It's too long to wait, as I said. But I am only 21, so I suppose I have got time on my side, but why not turn pro, do it under the lights, I swear.
Absolutely. So, if you were to give a pre-warning message to heavyweights out there about yourself, Matty, you don't have to go too aggressive with it, mate. You ain't got to go too aggressive with it, but is it just a case of just watch this space and let's see how we get on?
Yeah. As I say, I've got a lot of developing to do, especially under the lights. That's where it matters, regardless of what you're doing in the boxing gyms or whatnot. It counts under the lights. But so hopefully going to be looking to make big moves in the future.
We'll look forward to it, and when you have more news of a specific fight date, then obviously we'll catch up with you again. So have you got anything else you'd like to add before we finish, Matt?
Can I get my coach on here quickly?
Do whatever you want.
This is my coach, Edwin Cleary. Been with him for 2 years. 2 years? Yeah, you can hold it to your level because you're a speaker as well. Tell him a little bit about yourself.
I run an amateur club in Leamington Spa, the home of Randolph Turpin. I've got a couple of kids that doing extremely well, actually. England kids, got 3 or 4 on England, 1 on GB, and we've got Matty now signing with with Wasserman.
Danny Quartermain as well.
Yeah, Danny
Pro.
Danny Quartermain, unbeaten professional. And Matty's just signed with Wasserman, which we believe is going to be a great deal for him.
Okay, good answer.
Good answer.
But yeah, he's obviously one of my biggest fans out there, so
I'm not.
he's a massive fan of you as well, Kugan, so
Kugan,
I thought I'd get with the interview. Well done, you made it.
Guys, listen, appreciate your time, and we look forward to obviously the start of Matty's journey. Hopefully, sort of
exciting.
September time potentially, and yeah, he looks the part. He's definitely the size for it. So let's hope he can fight.
Shout out to my sponsors, Watches a Bath, MF Plastics. My mind's going blank now. But yeah, anyone else I forgot, my bad. Sorry. But yeah, appreciate all the help and support.
All right,
That's it.